The humiliation happened over something so small it felt almost cruel in its irony. A paper cup, lukewarm coffee, one careless bump, and suddenly, in front of an entire executive floor, Maya Collins felt her world tilt and crack open. She had been working at Halstead Global for 3 years, quietly, diligently, invisibly. As an executive assistant, she lived in the margins of power, booking flights, fixing schedules, anticipating needs before they were spoken. That morning, she was rushing down the marble corridor outside the boardroom, balancing 2 coffees, one for herself, one for her boss, Billionaire CEO Adrian Halstead. The door swung open unexpectedly. She collided with a senior executive. The coffee arced through the air like slow-motion betrayal and landed squarely on Adrian's tailored gray suit. Silence fell, heavy, public, suffocating. Someone laughed. Another gasped. Adrian looked down at his suit, then at her. His eyes were sharp, unreadable. Maya's hands shook as she stammered apologies, her face burning. She reached for napkins, her voice cracking, but it was too late. The damage, both to the suit and her dignity, was done. "What is wrong with you?" Adrian said coldly, his voice echoing off the glass walls. "This is exactly why incompetence has no place at this level." The words sliced deeper than the humiliation. In front of the board. In front of people she had worked alongside for years. No private conversation, no grace, just judgment, loud and final. Maya excused herself, barely holding back tears as she fled to the restroom. She stared at her reflection, eyes red, shoulders hunched, confidence shattered. That afternoon, she typed her resignation letter with trembling fingers. Short, polite, final. She left it on HR's desk and walked out without looking back. For days, she replayed the moment over and over. The laughter, the look on his face, the way her worth had been reduced to a spill. She felt small, disposable. The resignation felt like the only way to reclaim a shred of dignity. What Maya didn't expect was the call. 3 days later, her phone buzzed with a number she recognized instantly. Adrian Halstead. She almost didn't answer. Her heart pounded as she finally picked up. "Ms. Collins," he said, his tone different, measured, almost hesitant. "I need to speak with you." In person, they met at a quiet cafe far from the glass towers of Halstead Global. Adrian arrived without his usual entourage, dressed simply. He looked human, uncomfortable, even. "I was wrong," he said after a long pause. "What I did was unacceptable." Maya blinked, stunned. Billionaires didn't apologize. Not publicly, not privately. "I let pressure turn me into someone I don't respect," he continued. "That meeting could have cost the company billions. But that doesn't excuse humiliating you. I reviewed your resignation, and I realized something. I don't know this company without you in it." She listened in silence, emotions tangling inside her. Hurt, anger, validation. "I want you back," Adrian said. "But not as my assistant." He slid a folder across the table. Inside was an offer that made her breath catch. A new role, Director of Operations Strategy. A massive salary increase, full autonomy, and a clause that stopped her cold. A written commitment to workplace respect and accountability, signed by him personally. "I've built empires," he said quietly. "But I failed at leadership that day. I won't make that mistake again. I want you to help me rebuild, not just processes, but culture." Maya didn't answer immediately. She thought about the humiliation, the tears, the resignation. She thought about every time she had stayed late, solved crises, made others shine while she remained unseen. Then she spoke, her voice steady. "All except," she said, "but not because of the money. All except because no one else should feel the way I did that day." Months later, Halstead Global changed in ways few could have predicted. Meetings became more humane. Mistakes became moments for learning, not public punishment. And Maya, once invisible, became a leader people trusted and admired. The coffee incident became a quiet legend inside the company, not as a story of shame, but as the moment everything changed. Maya learned that walking away from humiliation is not weakness, it's self-respect. And sometimes, the bravest resignation opens the door to an offer that changes everything.